This is Southampton Story, a community effort to build a stronger Southampton.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce for the pledge today, Mr. William Hughes, Commander, VFW Post 5350 in West Hampton.
Please rise, or if you cannot, please remain seated. Hand salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Thank you all for coming this morning. Have a seat, please. I hope you can hear me. It's pretty windy. So, this is a challenge always for Jamie and Cindy, because at the last moment, you know, there's changes. So I didn't know I was going to be leading this off. Can you hear me over there? All right. I got a pretty big mouth. I want to thank the town of Southampton, Cindy McNamara, and her staff for all they do to bring this together. You know, I've been blessed in so many ways to still be here after a few years, but to be standing under the banners of Ham Anden, my mentor, our past commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, mayor, the village of West Hampton Beach, and I could go on. And the gentleman next to him is my uncle, who never came back, killed in action. My grandmother sent 3 boys to war, and the 2 older came home, my father and my other uncle. And my Uncle Donald still sleeps with the fishes in the Sea of Japan. So it's interesting that this ceremony lies between Memorial Day and Armed Forces Day just this past Saturday. So try to remember, as I do, and I hope you all do, that we still have men and women serving today in foreign lands. A member of my post, also blood related, is currently deployed as a Colonel, Special Forces, United States Army, in places not to be mentioned sometimes. So today, we remember all these men and women who are on these banners. This is a great program, and I thank the town of Southampton for keeping this going, and we hope it can be expanded. With that said, I'd like to introduce our Councilman, Rick Martel.
So I'd like to also welcome everybody here. I'd really like to give a tremendous gratitude to Councilwoman Cindy McNamara. You know, this is a tradition that's going to really turn into a legacy for a lot of our veterans and a lot of our veterans' families. You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention Paula Godfrey and Jamie Bowden for all their hard work throughout the year. Our commander from Handholder's Post, Mr. George Hand, is also here in attendance. So I've had the privilege of sponsoring a couple banners over the years. Today I'd like to speak specifically about one that we did this year. For me, it's honoring a remarkable individual, one I feel represents all those who have served in the Vietnam War. United States Marine Robert Motika was a man who served our country with unwavering courage and dedication during the Vietnam War. It is time now to remember his service, his sacrifice, and the profound impact he has had on our lives. U.S. Marine Motika, like so many others, answered the call to duty, leaving behind everything familiar to him to serve in a conflict far away from home. He faced unimaginable challenges, endured hardships that to this day he buries deep inside, and risked his life for the sake of our nation. His bravery was not a choice, but a reflection of his character, his commitment to what he believed in. It's why I have always looked up to him. I know the Vietnam War was difficult. It was a difficult time for many. And I know that Rob's experiences left a lasting mark on him. But even through the hardships, he remained a strong, resilient, and honorable man. He faced adversity with grace and determination, and he always put the needs of others before himself, whether it be on American soil or far away. Rob's service, as well as the services all those represented in the park today, is a testament to the strength and resilience of the American spirit. They have all represented the best there is to see in our country, and their actions remind us of the importance of courage, sacrifice, and an unwavering dedication. We are extremely grateful for your service, your bravery, and the impact you have had on our country. We should live our lives in such a way as to honor all our veterans by having a meaningful and impactful life while looking out for those around us. Let us continue to cherish these values that Robert and all our veterans stand for: courage, patriotism, and unwavering belief in the power of service. Thank you, Marine Robert Motika. Thank all the veterans who are here today, and thank you for your service, and welcome home. So I would now like to introduce fellow councilman, Mr. Michael Iasilli.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be very quick. This is my second year as town council member here in the town of Southampton, serving the wonderful people of this beautiful town. And I just have to say what an honor it is to be working alongside people like Councilwoman Cindy McNamara and Councilman Rick Martel, who really make sure each and every day that the town is committed to advancing the needs of our veterans. Round of applause to them. And I also want to say really thank you to Bill Hughes and David Exteribi and the folks at the Hampton Bays American Legion, the West Hampton VFW, for all their efforts in helping us pull all of this together. Also, Lars Clemenson, who's here, Superintendent of Hampton Bays School District. You know, what these gentlemen do is they try to keep the awareness and the consciousness of the American veteran alive each and every day, whether it's understanding the service that they went through, those who sacrificed their lives, or understanding how each of those veterans contribute to our community today. It's a living consciousness, it's a living and breathing thing, and here at the town of Southampton, Councilwoman McNamara, thanks to her, and also Jamie Bowden and Paula Godfrey, we work to make sure that that is alive and well here in the town of Southampton. Thank you so much. And now I want to introduce the wonderful clerk of the town of Southampton, Sunday Schermeyer.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for that introduction. I want to thank you to VFW Post 5350 for honoring my grandfather with the installation of this beautiful banner. My grandfather, Arma Hamanden, VFW Commander Bill Hughes, who also serves as the chair of the Veterans Affairs Committee for the town of Southampton, both positions my grandfather also held for many years. Councilwoman Cindy McNamara for championing this banner program in its third year now, and managed by Jamie Bowden, and with the assistance of Paula Godfrey under Carabox Community Services Division. My grandfather was drafted out of law school at 23 years old and joined the Army. He served in World War II in the 320th Regiment Infantry, 26th Infantry Division, the 3rd Army, in the Battle of the Bulge. After the battle, in which he earned his second Purple Heart, he came home 50% disabled, but always considered himself fortunate to have survived after watching so many of his men and others killed in combat. I was raised in my grandfather's household, and as I got older, I learned the depths of his service and understand why he always said every day is a gift and to make the most of it. He served his country, his comrades, and his community from the moment he entered into service until the day he died. whether it be organizing 320th Infantry Division reunions throughout the country every year, being an active life member of both the VFW and the American Legion, serving as commander of both at one point at the same time, or serving in different organizations throughout the community for decades. And he instilled those values in everyone around him, and we all try to keep those traditions alive. As Commander Hughes can attest, he led the VFW and Friends in placing the flags at the West Hampton Cemetery on the veterans' graves this past Sunday, which we all participated in to support the VFW in that effort. I still miss my grandfather dearly today, and I thank all of you so very much for this wonderful honor. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. And my next job is to introduce the wonderful Councilwoman Cindy McNamara. Oh, thank you so much for this side.
So, as Commander Hughes said, we kind of flipped things around sideways and backwards today. So if I repeat anything, I want to apologize. But I want to make sure to thank Jamie Bowden, our community organization specialist, who helps me with this every year. Jamie also serves as the flight coordinator for Honor Flight. I want to thank my legislative aide, Paula Godfrey. I want to thank Commander Bill Hughes, Kristen Doulos, our town parks director, John Irwin, our parks maintenance supervisor, who staff hangs all these banners every year. Kathleen Vermeulen from CRC for handling the website, posters, and everything else affiliated with it. My fellow town board members, and Ryan Horn, also from our CRC department. Ryan is the voice of the biographies that you hear. And for those that don't know, every year when families submit the biographies, and what makes this such a special, unique program is when you walk the loop around the park, there's a QR code that you can scan, and you can actually listen to the biographies of the servicemen and women as you walk and see their pictures. So you're not just, whizzing by on Main Street and seeing a random face. It's actually asking people to take the time to really honor these individuals that we're honoring today. I want to thank for being with us today our County Legislator Ann Welker. I want to thank Hampton Bays Superintendent Lars Clemenson, Pat O'Connor from the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, who has been with us every single year. Thank you to you and your staff. And Angela Noncaro from Senator Palumbo's office. Thank you, Angela. Another reason why we are here today, I would like to read the names of those we are honoring. We have Lee Thomas Allen, Armahan Andon, Robert Fabula, Tim Fennelly, Eric Fisher, Helen Gordon, Anthony Graneri, Donald Patrick Hughes, Bogdan Kajewski, John Lenahan, Michael McAndrews, Robert Matoika, George Saltis Jr., Daniel Stebbins, Noah Thompson, and Brian Tuzel. So this year, I was so excited to be able to honor somebody that means the absolute world to me. And that's my grandfather, Anthony Graneri. Anthony joined the Civil Conservation Corps during the Great Depression. The Civil Conservation Corps was a program established by FDR to provide jobs for the unemployed doing conservation work on federal and state lands. His work in the CCC allowed him to bypass basic training and enlist directly into the Army in active service in September of 1939. Once in the Army, he served on guard duty at the Panama Canal until August of 1943, at which time he decided to volunteer for paratrooper training. His reasoning? An extra $50 a month. He was eventually assigned to the 517th Parachute Infantry Combat Team, which helped to liberate France during World War II. He remained in the service following World War II and transitioned from the Army to the Army Airborne Division to the Army Air Force and eventually to the Air Force. He was a veteran of World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam. He served for 22 years and retired from his final post at Mitchell Airfield when it closed in 1961. My grandfather was the kindest man I have ever known. He always put others before himself and never sought recognition for anything he did. What I know of his service, I pieced together from scrapbooks, photos, and records received after he passed away. I didn't know he was a Bronze Star recipient until we received his papers to plan his burial at Calverton, where he received full military honors. While he didn't talk of his years of service and wasn't a member of any veterans organizations that I was aware of, he always looked out for fellow veterans and took every opportunity to honor those who served. He would routinely offer a cup of coffee, a sandwich, or just a seat at his kitchen table for anyone down on their luck or just in need of someone to listen. He was always driving someone to the VA hospital in Northport and never missed a Memorial Day at Calverton Cemetery. It's my grandfather, and the reason why this program means so much to me is because those who serve do so selflessly, and they deserve recognition, not just on Memorial Day and not just on Veterans Day, but anytime you see someone with a service hat on or a shirt, please thank them for their service, because you don't know what they did or what they endured, but the fact that they signed up means a lot to all of us, and it's why we're here and why we live in this great nation. So I want to thank you all for coming today, and I want to ask you to please take a walk around the park and take a look at all the banners before you leave. And I also want to invite you all, as we honor our veterans today, this Thursday at 10 a.m. at Agawam Park in Southampton Village. We will be honoring the graduates of the class of 2025 who have either enlisted in the service or are going to a military academy. So please take the time to join us there. It would mean a lot. Thank you so much. I know, I'm in a black. Everybody's taking pictures.
Thank me. I didn't do it. Thank you. Nope. Doing a high school. That's when I was in high school for me. Least I can do.
Sunday's hot.
Now we're far from that valley of sorrow, but its memory we ne'er will forget. So before we conclude this reunion, let us stand to our glorious dead. There's a valley in Spain called Jarama. It's a place that we all know so well. It was there that we gave of our manhood, where so many of our brave comrades fell.